Alright, welcome back, Foxers, to the channel. Been a long time no see, I know. I caught a very dangerous case of the man flu. Lost my voice for almost 2 weeks, which is always fun when you work at a call center. Yes, sorry for the long hiatus, but today we are exploring a method in GTA called the 32 car method. Now, this is something that requires 12 top range, as you saw, 10 mid range, and 10 standard range. Shit cars, basically. Now, what we have to do for this is it's a trick to where when you own a vehicle warehouse, every time you sell 1, 2, or even 4 top range cars, the next ones you get will be the same car. Now, I always go for the commission. Yes, it costs money, but you always make a much bigger profit. You just have to run through, change everything on the car, don't really matter how it looks, but personally I like making it look better. Anyways, with this method, you can sell these high-end cars. The next cars you source are going to be exactly the same cars. So, if you never touch any of the low or mid-range cars and only sell the high-end cars and immediately source them again afterwards, you basically have an unlimited supply of top-range cars without ever having to worry about getting some piece of shit car that's only going to make you a tiny amount of money. Now, again, you just want to go ahead and change everything on the car, just a little bit of everything. Make it look nice if you want. It ain't have to look pretty, I guess, as long as you change everything. If you don't change everything, it can cause problems for some reason. Sorry, I just had to jam out to that beautiful horn right there. Now again, once we're finished running through this, you do have a time limit to do it. I think it's 5 minutes, but once you finish up the tires, it'll automatically transfer you out of that. And when you are transporting these, typically will spawn in some people who want to steal the car from you. If you're playing in a match with other people, they can obviously destroy or steal the car from you as well. I've found the best way to deal with it is to basically ignore them and just drive as quickly as possible while driving as carefully as possible, and we'll see a good example of that here in a couple minutes. But yeah, it's a very, very simple method once you know how to do it. It does take some effort in the beginning to, actually source the 32 vehicles first, and you'll get a mix. You'll get standard, mid-range, and top-end, all just randomly thrown in there. But once you sell all your duplicates, if you have any, and when I did this I never actually got a duplicate, if you have any duplicates, you sell them. Once you have 10 unique mid and low range and 12 unique top range cars, you are all set. Now here we're done, and once we load in, we'll just get going. And this lady always calls, very annoying.
It's all or nothing on this one.
And we'll just get going as quickly as we can. Now, some of these do tend to be far out, but most of them are usually about 2 to 4 miles, so not too bad. Now, you gotta remember, these are very fast cars with performance upgrades, so they can get a bit unruly if you let them. Just be careful with it, take your time. I think in this one, I remember when I was recording this, I wanted to go on a rant about those cars that get in the way, but I think on this trip none actually spawn, which is very nice. But typically they're these like little blue sports car looking things. People shoot at you, and that's going to hurt your commission, which hurts the total market value. So both of those affect how much you actually get paid for delivering this. Now you have to remember, when you do things like this, especially the way I did it with the modifications, it does cost $20,000. So if we deliver this pristine, which is not happening, as you can see. Yeah, I had no idea that car was there. I was so angry. Anyways, that hurts your commission, and you have to take an extra $20,000 off of that for what you invested in the car. So while I'm getting paid right now $99,256, I'm really only making $79,256. But yeah, I was very paranoid because I hadn't seen any of the people who try and stop you, so I was looking around for them and not paying as much attention as I could have. That said, this is probably the one of the quickest ways to make an easy 80 grand. We've been going for about 2 minutes now and we're already almost to the location. I know a lot of people like to say like, oh, VIP work and stuff makes you money quickly. No. This, by the time you get done here, has almost non-existent cooldown instead of 10 to 15 minutes. And if you source the vehicle right after you sell it, by the time you get back to sell another vehicle, the cooldown is over. So you can make easy, very easy money in a very short period of time. Just a little celebration here since no one's chasing me. And all you gotta do is drive in, deliver the vehicle, show you your stats here. Only lost $744, so that's not too shabby. And after that, you just gotta decide where you go next. I'm gonna go ahead and call up one of my vehicles here.
You calling for some wheels? I'm Johnny on the spot. I'll hook you up.
And if you don't know, the LG RH8s are actually free on 2 different websites, so you can get 2 of them, or even more, I think. I don't think Benny's Auto actually restricts how many you can get. Anyways, we'll hop in the car. The assistant's gonna confirm that we sold everything. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Good shit. And we'll go ahead and peel out. Now, I think the reason it didn't spawn the chasers in this last one is because that one gentleman is in here. So we're going to go ahead and head to the office here. And these LG's RH8s are actually pretty decent cars for a free car. Probably one of my faster ones after I've upgraded it. But it's nice because the car was free. It's not too expensive to fix, and as you see, I tend to treat my cars like trash when they're actually my cars. But hey, if it gets them there. Yeah. Forgot about that. You do want to be careful jumping down slopes in this area because there's a lot of walls. No problem though. We'll just vandalize this person's house a little bit and then go find something to drive. No idea what's going on with the frame rate here today, but definitely wasn't like this when I was playing, but perhaps some with the recording software I'm using. Anyways, we'll turn that music off. Don't want YouTube getting mad at us again. And we'll tear off down in our Lincoln Town Car. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on with this frame rate right now. Now we're just taking a quick trip down to the office and we'll show you how the next vehicle we source, since we've only sold the one, is going to be the same vehicle we sold. Might not be the exact same car, although I have noticed once in a while it is actually the same car you just sold, which is hilarious because when you upgrade it again it's like it was never upgraded. But it'll have sometimes they'll have the same paint job, same rims, all that fun stuff. Basically all this method does is makes you your own simian. So we'll head up into the office here. Now, this is the one thing I find a little bit annoying, is that you can only source vehicles from your office, you can only sell them from your warehouse. So if you got the money laying around, I recommend getting a closer warehouse than the one I have. It's only about like 1.5 miles away, so it's not too troubling, but I'm pretty sure there's one that's like almost right next door. Anyways, you just get on your computer in your office, nothing too fancy there. Log in, vehicle cargo here. And then you see it's at 78. Source another vehicle, that's going to bring it up to 80%. That is the percentage you want for this method. And there you go, ETR1, same vehicle we just sold. It's another top range vehicle. Alright, now I'm going to call up a vehicle, because I don't want to go steal a vehicle in one of
You need
those
something, huh? One of your rides?
really trashy ass cars I pull off the
I'll bring it
streets.
to you.
The assistant's going to tell you what to do here.
Okay, so SecuroServe couldn't get the car's present location, but they got a picture of its last sighting. It's on the way to you now. Try to narrow down the location from the pic. Get the
And
car,
personally, this
and
is
bring it
one of
into the
my
warehouse.
least favorite car sourcing missions, because it's like a kind of like a treasure hunt. You have to look at the picture, find the area it's in. If I remember right, this one's in Sandy Shores, and that's somewhere over here. I will admit my map knowledge of GTA is not the best. There's plenty of people who know better. So what I'm doing here is I'm actually just pulling up a quick image of a map to get a general area. Nothing too fancy. And yeah, I do have two monitors, by the way, so I'm doing something on the other monitor, but because my graphic card is a little weird, I cannot have the game open at the same time. And let's see. We'll jump into the game, or not. There we go. Now, I do have a map up on the other side that says the actual general area is over there, so we'll head that direction and see if we can find the vehicle. Now, I really do not enjoy these find missions. They definitely take the longest, but typically there's no enemy AI that's spawned to mess with you. Oh. Speaking of messing with you, this vehicle is the Pegasi Oppressor, not the Oppressor Mark II, so it can't really fly, but it can glide, which is always fun. It does have a nice machine gun on it. But yeah, you have to be real careful with this thing. The slightest nudge, both on the ground and in the air, can just fling you, and if you're not careful, it'll kill you and destroy the bike. Of course, you know, right when I say if you're not careful, I fly right into a SUV like a smart person. That said, it's a very fun vehicle. And it's got a nice gun. I wish it could actually aim, but, you know, whatever. I do like using it to get around town a bit faster on long trips, because it is, honestly, once you get it in the air, it is one of the faster vehicles, without just straight up getting a jet. Plus it allows you to skip corners and things, as you just saw. And all you need to do to charge up the jets again is make contact with the ground for a little bit. If you're just floating through the air, your turbines do not charge at all. So just tap down on the ground a bit, you'll see that yellow bar, that's usually your ability bar, will fill up and go down as you use the jet. My video card just does not like replaying going this fast. Anyways, yeah, I know I've been doing a lot of World of Tanks videos lately, and I do really enjoy that game, so figured we'd take a break now that I'm finally able to talk for more than 3 minutes at a time, and show something different on the channel, see if we can get some people interested. Now, if there's anything in particular you do want to see, just let me know. I am currently setting up to start recording off Xbox again through Twitch, So if there's anything on Xbox you want to see, anything on PC you want to see, just let me know. If I have it in my little repertoire of games, we'll play it. If not, as long as it's somewhat affordable, we'll see if we can grab it. Other than that, any tips, anything you want to see in games that are already being played, just let me know. And we'll go from there. Now we are nearing the location we marked on the map. I'm not gonna lie, this does take quite a while for me to find, so we might just go ahead and skip ahead a little bit and go from there. I'll probably trim out some of this in post-editing because it's really nothing fancy. We're just going through the damn town left and right. Alright, so I did go ahead and cut the video a little bit. Still searching through the area. This is about 10-15 minutes later. And if I remember right, and I didn't actually know this, but if you are too stupid and take too long finding the vehicle, it actually will send you a text with a closer search radius. There it is now from the assistant. After doing some analysis on this end, I managed to narrow down the search area. So we'll go ahead and dismiss that and pull up our map here and figure out where that area is. And turns out I searched pretty much every area except that one, like a true genius. So we'll head off towards that area, see what we can find. Yeah, I figured it would be parked in one of the lots or something, you know. No, it's just over here out in the desert. But yeah, as I stated, this is probably one of my least favorite types of sourcing missions. But as you see, the vehicle's right down there. And we'll just go ahead and cut back that way as soon as we can. And this one is actually a different vehicle than the one we sold, but it is the same make and model. So we get right in the My Little Pony mobile over here. The nice one about these is that you never have people chasing you with the ones where you just find and take the vehicle, unless someone actually saw it happen. So we'll go ahead and head out there after making sure the radio's off. We don't want no copyright shenanigans. We'll go ahead and run our bill up a bit, because why not? Now this is a similar but opposite situation to when you're exporting the vehicle. The damage you do to the vehicle on the way to your body shop comes directly out of your pocket as well. So in order to maximize profits, you do want to go as steady and slow as possible, and just be cautious with what you're doing. I was trying to see if I could figure out how to turn off that instrumental music, but hopefully YouTube doesn't copyright Nazi me too hard there. We'll go ahead and run down here. Narrow miss right there. And we'll work on getting back to the garage. The nice thing about stealing the high-end cars is, at least, even if it's a fair distance away, at least it's a pretty quick car, so you can get there in a short amount of time. And then once you get this back to the garage, you can check your export status. You may be able to sell something right away. You may take longer. I might just take out a little vendetta against that truck there because, you know, they cost me $1,000. Why not throw a $600 sticky bomb at them and cost them their lives? Because, you know, that's a completely irrational response. Right, Foxers? Yeah? Alright, I thought so. You know, I'm not crazy. I'm just a tad bit strange. Now, we're already almost halfway back. The graphics card is acting funny again, but we'll ignore that. As you can see, there is quite a few people in the lobby now. When this started out, it was just a solo lobby. I left the casino and for some reason was alone on a public server, but not complaining. Now that we do have more people, I think that tends to help with the AI spawns as well. And hopefully everyone here will leave us alone and let us do our own thing. That is one thing that's extremely frustrating when you go all the way down here, all that trouble of sourcing a vehicle, and someone just kinda shoots you with a rocket launcher. Now, one nice thing about the location of this particular warehouse is it is almost right off the highway, so it doesn't matter how far you go, there's always just very large open roads that you can take to get there. And we are getting pretty close here. And all you gotta do is, well, preferably not that. All you gotta do is drive it right into the yellow delivery circle and you're all set. And there we go. And that will cost us about $4,000 to fix up, but in the long run, that's still a pretty hefty profit. And we can run back over to our computer here after taking a look at the vehicles, apparently. Now, it does show you what vehicles you have, but most of them are covered, which is a tad annoying. The assistant will call us again, so we can hang up to her. And we'll jump on the office laptop here. And as you can see, we only have about a 30-second wait time, and the car is already in our garage there. And if we filter everything, we have a 12 top range again. And again, since we didn't sell the other ones, we should still have 10 of each. Now, again, usually you don't have a wait time by the time you get back, but this one's only 10 seconds, so we can go ahead and launch another one soon. Anyways, that'll about wrap it up, Foxers. If you want anything you want to see, just leave it in the comments, drop a like, and subscribe.